Right, you lot, day one, well, it's not day one, it's day two now of the 2025 Daiwa Masters, and I'm going to try and do a blog. I'm trying to be on it, because Richard's going to shout at me afterwards. But yeah, so first day was yesterday, and I drew this one. I'm going to swap it around, yeah, have a look at that. This is where we drew peg 4 on the house pool, which I was really, really not happy with yesterday. Do you know what I mean? It's a lovely area, don't get me wrong. This little bit can be absolutely phenomenal, but peg 4, you are in with peg 6, or the section is 2, 4, 6, 8, and then all the pegs on the island over there. So 29, 31, 33, pretty much all of the best pegs at Tunnel Barn, which is very, very tricky to compete with off this one. But it was good. It was very similar to how it is now, to be fair. This is the next day, and it was exactly the same as this. I mean, the wind was just coming down this way. It was just really, really nice. But anyway, so we drew here. I had Sam Slack on 6. He was always going to be ridiculously dangerous. I had young Alex on 2. And then I don't know who else I had. I had George. George was on 8. Young George. Chris Weddle was on 33. And I don't know who was on 29 and 31 because I can't quite see him. But anyway, so I was here, and it was a case of damage limitation to begin with. We thought, if I can come second, I'd be proper made up. So, really, really simple day. We ended up fishing. Started in the edge, caught 2, but that wasn't very good. So fished over there to the island, and I started with pellets because I like that much. But it weren't quite right. Caught a couple of carp, a few F1s, and then we swapped it to casters, and I caught really, really well on that for probably a couple of hours. Probably had 40 pound after a couple of hours. But then, late on, I've had the bestest ever day just fishing short with maggots. So I started at 5 metres, brought them to 2 metres, and then caught them on a top kit as well. But I caught great big 4-pounders, and it was the most enjoyable day I've had for a long time at Tunnel. It was proper nice. But it wasn't quite good enough. I mean, I ended up with £159, which were, I'd have snatched your hand off of that to begin with. But Sam had 171 on there, which actually won the match. Fair play to him, and a contender at the minute for the biggest weight as well. So fair play to Sam. He's not going to mess up a peg like that. He had a lovely day, just overshot into the weed bed over there. If you just see it, that was phenomenal. But yeah, I had a really good day, and I think I was third in the match. Yeah, young Brad had 170. I was third in the match with 159, with quite a few other 150s. So it really did fish phenomenal yesterday. But yeah, that was my first day. Now we're on day 2. I need to go and draw. But what I'll try and do a little one of these every day, just to cover the peg I've been on and all stuff like that. And then we'll have a little wrap up at the end of it. So yeah, day 1 of the Daiwa Masters. Not exactly how I wanted it to go. Obviously, I don't think you can win this event without 3 wins. But I've had a very good day off a peg that, yeah, I wasn't too happy with, if I'm honest. But yeah, it is what it is. So, on to the draw for the next one. I'll catch you up with you on the next day. Right, day 2 of Daiwa Masters 2025. And let's whiz this straight away. See, I'm going to look at my ugly mug. Sorry for the sunlight. It's very bright. It's actually day 3 now, but day 2, this is where we ended up. On 1, I've always fancied drawing. This is 21 on extension, which is this area, sort of like 19 to 23, and the bowl opposite, or them pegs opposite, 5, 7, 9. Really good area of extension pool. This really fancied it. Before I got to my peg, I really fancied it. Once I'm here, as you can see, it is quite a featureless one. You see that island over there? That's a long way. That was like 16.5 metres to the island, but most importantly, a serious lack of cover, which is the one thing that I'm worried about at the minute. The way all the fishing is on here, it is all about overshotting to weed beds. That is, you literally cannot compete with it. So I had a bit of an issue because I couldn't do that. So I fished a weird match. I've tried to catch maggot short again because that worked ever so well a day before. On this one, this is really deep here. It's the deepest area, so it wasn't quite right. In fact, it was really wrong. I couldn't catch anything on it. So I pinned my faith on pellets to that island, which I caught a few on, but again, couldn't catch really fast. And yesterday, it was really windy on this one, blowing right to left. So it was quite a struggle actually fishing there. So I actually binned that after an hour. And I had quite a scatty day, struggling to catch fish. But luckily, at the end, I was able to fish me 2 edges. I mean, the edges ain't too bad on this one. I mean, you had a lovely little, like, cutout on that one, down there. Where are you? There, little cutout there, caught some. Just in there. That little bit. And then down that side as well, which is very, very similar. And I had a decent ending, which didn't do me any good. I ended up with £112. There was a 114 next to me on 23. That was Kath. Well done to Kath. She caught overshot into them weeds, that great big weed bed over there. She won the section opposite on 7. That one right in front was there. He caught on that great big weed bed down the edge and the one across. And then the lad on 5 was second in the section with 120. So we did no good. 4 points, which is really, really not what I wanted. I needed a win, really, a first or a second, but I really, really needed a win to keep myself in it. Yesterday turned up to turn everything over on its head in terms of who was winning, because there were 20 people on 1 point, obviously, after the first day. It ended up that there was only 3 people now. After yesterday's upset, there's only 3 people on two wins. So it really has opened it right wide up. But for me, unfortunately, too many points. I'm literally here to hopefully win a pole today. I'm going to draw over there. I'm going to draw house 6 today. So that won the match again yesterday. James Howarth drew that yesterday, won the match with £170. And there's some cracking pegs with a lot of fish to be caught, which hopefully we're going to be on one today. So yeah, here we are. I'm back here now for day 3, and I'm going to catch up with you in a minute. I'm going to get straight to my peg and do a blog today, because obviously I'm not here tomorrow. So we'll have a quick chat about today's peg, and then I'll do a catch up at home to see how it's got on and who's done the winning. But at the minute, who's leading? Mikey Williams, Matty Dawes and James Howarth are the ones on 3 points. So I'm going to say whoever draws the best out of them is going to be the Daiwa Masters champion, I think. But without it fished yesterday, anything could happen. So I'll speak to you in a bit. Right, last day. It's been flipping hot, like really, really, really hot. I was going to do this at the start, but I was in a bit of a rush, as usual. So we're going to do it at the end. And it's the final day, so it's been baking today as well. We've been on this one. It looks all weird on the camera. But yeah, we've been on this little cherub, 24 on Jenny's pool, which has been back of the wind all week. Not been the one, but we got a little bit of cover this time. See that little tuft on the island? That's really, really, really helped today. But this has been like the low weight lake all week. I think 100 and Christian won off 19 over there on the first day. I don't know what won the lake yesterday. I think 80 odd pound yesterday, and the chap today on 11 down the far end, he's won the lake off 11 today with £100. But luckily he's in the other section. I've been in this section. I've been in from 19 up until peg 6, which is over there. 6 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us. And I've got lucky. I've had £84, which has won the section today, but it's been nice. I mean, I've had the simplest day ever, being the last day and out of contention. I have just simply fished over there, literally on that mud next to the tuft. Where is it? There. Can I zoom in? I wish I could zoom in. Andy'd know how to zoom in. I don't know how to zoom in. Anyway, yeah, fish casters on there, literally on the bottom, nearly start to finish. And then I've had a few. I'm going to get sheltered that because my phone's going. I've had a few. The other side of that pallet. I've not bothered fishing this side of the pallet, just because it was really, really shallow. So I've gone back there where it was a bit deeper. It was about 2 foot. Fed some casters, and I've caught some on the bottom there. And I've just literally rotated that across and down the edge most of the day. It was really, really good for 2.5 hours. Lots and lots and lots of little fish. And then it petered out and went a bit rubbish. I mean, it just went too hot. We had no shade on the water. It was just absolutely baking. But yeah, that was the end of the day. Nice day. Nice to finish on a section win. And yeah, really, really, really good. So next, gonna see what's going on. Head back now. I think I know who's won, but I'm not going to say nothing yet. I'm pretty sure the King of Wales is going to win it. But I'll have a little catch up with you all. Want to know what's going on? I'll have a nice chat. When I'm comfy, I've got a beer in my hand and I'm sat at home. So yeah, Tunnel Bar Masters 2025. Yeah, could have done better. But yeah, catch up with you all. Wrap it all up in a little bit. Right, week later, all over Daiwa Masters 2025. all done. All done. And I've had a bit of time to think about it and all that sort of stuff. So we'll have a quick little chat about how it went. Let's talk about mine first, how I felt it was. You know what I mean? I had, obviously you saw every peg I was on. I had a quick rundown of every peg the day after. So you saw the sorts of pegs I was on. Could I have done any better? 1,000,000% yes. Million, billion, zillion percent yes. So the first day, maybe a bit of luck. You know what I mean? I've missed a couple of chances at a couple of muggers and little things like that. Maybe I could have pushed Sam on that day for another section win, but I think hindsight, it was always going to be second then. The last day went lovely, as I said, on Jenny's. Nice steady day. Little weight, but still nice steady day on that one to win the section, which couldn't do any more than that. The second day, however, on 21, on extension pool, stubbornness, if anything, has cost me a lot. Definitely not. Fishing over shotted rigs. I mean, having a scatty match, definitely. I was flipping fishing peg shallow, for God's sake, in the middle of the match. Not right off throwing slop shallow. I should have really, in hindsight there, if I'd have shipped across a little bit, caught a few, put up with the wind for maybe an hour or so, I could have caught another £5 or £10. That got me a point. And I should have focused literally on my edges a lot earlier. And I should have overshotted just in open water. Should have done it. 1,000,000%. What did I end up with? I ended up with 110 on that day, didn't I? 112. I ended up with 112. 114 beat me. 1,000,000% should have had that. That's one flipping fish, two fish. That had got me up to about, I think I'd have been about 12th in the Masters with one more point. If I'd have managed 2 more points, or if I'd have managed second place, I'd have been in the top 10. And in hindsight, I honestly think another £20 was possible, which would have won me the section. And if I'd have won the section on that day by overshotting, it's not what I want to do. I do not enjoy it one bit, but I'd have been second in the Daiwa Masters. Potentially, I should have been second. If I'd have won that section on the second day with £130, 35 I think I'd have needed, that would have gave me 2 wins and a second and a higher weight than what my mate, what Matty had, and he came second. So I really do think I've cost myself a lot of money there, potentially, by being stubborn. And, of course, it's in hindsight and all that, but I could have done better. Definitely. Bit cross at myself. Could have done a bit better. However, it was still a phenomenal Masters. Such a good event, and the amount of money they pay out at the end is redonkulous, isn't it? It's just frightening how long they pay out for, with great big wads of dosh. And a massive thank you for Tunnel Barn for running it, Daiwa for sponsoring it, and also Tom Scully for his efforts in running it and publicising it and all that sort of stuff. It is all absolutely brilliant. But on to the winners. Let's save them to last, save the winner to last sort of thing. But yeah, the top 10 was the usual who's who of commercial F1 type fishing. Bagger spoiled it on the last day for everyone, taking the biggest weight of probably the worst pegger Tunnel Barn as well, 13 extension. He showed us, remembered he was Andy Bennett and caught a boatload of fish on the last day to claim the biggest weight of the week, which obviously Daiwa throw in an Arity Pro for. I mean, ridiculous, isn't it? So it makes you go every single day. So Bagger won that with 195. The top 3 ended up with John Harvey. John Harvey was 3rd. I'm going to say that was his first ever festival at Tunnel, John's. I think I saw that on his blog, so fair play to him. He's had 3 very nice days. My boy, Matty Dawes, was 2nd. Really unlucky last day in that he drew really great peg, 31 on house, but it put him in with peg 6 on house, which you saw from the results was so dominant. It won 2 out of 3 matches and framed on the last day as well. Such a dominant peg that, just as I had the first day, you do not want that peg in your section. So yeah, Matty was really unlucky. He came 2nd with 2 wins and a second. Same as John Harvey. John Harvey was the same. I think the top 6 or 7, I might be wrong, but maybe the top 5 had 2 wins and a second. Maybe top 6. But really high standard. And then the king of them all, King of Wales himself, Mikey Williams, he had a lovely Masters. I mean, he went, I'm not going to say under the radar, but he drew not the best areas. Definitely 2 out of 3 days drew very poorly from what I'd say. In that I know he had 38 new, absolutely horrendous, 9 times out of 10 there. But he took section out with 130 something pound, 138 I'm going to say. I think he weighed I know, in fact, I know he weighed between 130 and 138 pound every day. I'm 99% sure of that. So we had a lovely 3 days. He drew peg 11 canal. That's a great peg. Got the job done there. And then he also drew 34 on on high pull, which when he drew it, I'd give him absolutely zero chance of doing any good there. It's not the one for me. It's normally a terrible, terrible area, that. But he did what he did. You know, he caught some massive big carp mugging, and I think he doubled the section pretty much. I think £70 was second in the section. It's just, it was meant to be. He was on form, and he took it out. So massive, massive well done to Mikey. So yeah, that was it for me. Daiwa Masters all done. Should have done better. Massive, massive well done to the lads that put the time in and did the winning. But for me now, it's on to the next one. I'm sat here now at Makings, ready for the UK champs. That'll be the next thing I bring you. So yeah, just watching that. Hopefully on with the next one. And this time, I need to be less stubborn and get my finger out.